Hey, Mom, I made a new friend at school. His name is Kevin. You think maybe he could possibly come over tomorrow to hang out?
What were you to be doing,
I don't know. Just watch TV?
On a student, is he one,
I mean, yeah, in like, I don't know, history or something?
Ayo, how long on his phone? One each day,
Maybe 3 hours-ish from the last time I stalked him.
If I asked him to find integral within constant function, could he find it?
We aren't even in calculus yet.
50%, let me know when he's an A student.
Hi, my name is Jordan, and my parents were pretty strict as I grew up. So much so that I think my friends are kinda still intimidated by them. My dad is an Aussie, an Australian, except he married my mum, a Malaysian. So every Asian kid watching should totally understand the vibe of this household. Aren't stereotypes just a blast? Let's just say my parents really wanted me to have a thorough education growing up. But not just by being an honor student or taking the AP exams. No, my dad had a different game plan in mind to push the difficulty meter to absolutely bazillion. He would tutor me outside of school on Singaporean level mathematics. And I live in Australia. So if you don't know, Singapore's like 4 or 5 years ahead of what I was actually learning in school. And we did this after school and on the weekends and while I was sleeping. I had to learn the Pythagorean theorem at the age of 4, while everyone around me was just learning to tie their shoelaces. Why am I even here? This made everyone in school automatically see me as, well, nerdy. However, I wasn't defeating these allegations. You see, I kind of just made it worse by being that one annoying kid who would always argue with the teacher. But it's because they were all wrong. Why are they still teaching maths to kids? It's only confusing them more. But despite the fact that I had a 999 IQ brain that often got me made fun of, there was still an upside. My parents thought it would be a good idea to give me some, positive reinforcement for doing so well in school. If I got 100% on any of my tests, they would reward me with any toy I wanted in the store. That was below $30. Still, that's a lot of money for a kid. Me hearties, the world was my oyster, and I was on the hunt for the lustrous purple pearl. Needless to say, I was determined to get 100% on every test. A 99% just meant I was one step away from my Thomas the Tank Engine Center toy world. Not the Nerf guns or Beyblades though. Those toys were too dangerous in the eyes of my parents. Though, it didn't really matter anyways. Thomas the Tank Engine is the OG. Speaking of which, there were actually a lot of content restrictions my parents had on me as a kid. I was only ever allowed 1 hour of screen time per day. And I wasn't even allowed to watch Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon.
And then SpongeBob and Patrick had to find a new place for him to live because the pineapple was eaten by nematodes.
What's a pine apple? I wasn't allowed to watch Star Wars, Harry Potter. Bro, I couldn't even watch YouTube videos without my dad's permission. He had to put his password in his YouTube account and approve each and every single video I wanted to watch first. I just want to watch AFMAO, Dad. This is so dumb. Video games were also not allowed for the most part. I mean, I couldn't even play Minecraft if it wasn't in peaceful mode. In fact, I didn't actually know the Ender Dragon existed until I was in high school. I didn't really get my hands on any other games though. But one day, that all changed. When I was running the 100-meter sprint, my parents were in the crowd. I looked back for a brief moment to see them, but suddenly, I tripped. During my sprint, everything was in slow motion. And suddenly, I was on the ground with some seriously messed up legs. Oh
my goodness, son, are you okay? You want some bath? I give her. You want fruit? I give her. You want girl? I find her. Anything you want, I get for you.
Although I was in excruciating pain, those were the magical words that got me thinking. This was my prime time to activate my villain arc. Actually, Mum, there is, one thing, that will make this pain go away. And that's the story of how I got my Nintendo DS. Some might even say that my 999 IQ went to 1000 IQ that day. There was a catch though. The only games I really got for it were games like Professor Layton and Brain Age. Leave it to my parents to turn any hint of fun into a educational moment. As I got older and reached high school, this is when my parents went from monitoring what I watched to monitoring who I was friends with. It genuinely felt like a job interview every single time I had to introduce my friends to them.
Getting better. 80% la. Still not A. No pass.
Mom! But the one friend I was never, ever allowed to have was a girlfriend. And as the skibbity Riz master that I am, this was an incredibly difficult rule to abide by. So, around the tender age of 15, this was the one rule that I broke. I was seeing this girl for a few months. We would hang out at school, eat lunch together, and text each other a lot. Obviously, we couldn't hang out after school or without being in, a friend group. So, texting was our only way to actually have some privacy. We texted for hours at a time, even late into the night after I was supposed to be in bed and sleeping. And that would be my nail in the coffin. I wanted too much because my parents, yeah, you guessed it. They eventually caught me up late texting my girlfriend. Not only was I breaking my 1 hour screen time rule, that was the whole having a secret girlfriend that they didn't know about. I expected the world to just explode into flames due to my parents' anger. However, not gonna lie, they actually let me off a bit easy. They took my phone away for a while. That made sense. But what made it truly awful is they made a brand new rule for the house. The internet would turn off after 8 p.m. I suddenly wasn't even allowed to play video games with my friends after an 8-year-old to bedtime. Not that it bothered my parents either. They would just watch TV on CDs, whatever those were, after they turned it off. They could have at least been watching something good, man. So, yeah, my parents were pretty hard on me as I grew up. But I can't view the entire experience as bad, being my entire childhood. But they did push for me to have a really good education, so I could be successful in life, and had a bunch of these rules to eliminate any of my distractions, which made me a YouTuber today. Sure, it wasn't a perfect way to parent, but they love me, I love them, and I feel like I turned out just fine.
Yeah. Very good story, one. Stop talking now. Why are you so mean to your mother, huh? Rules is not good, huh? You is not good, huh? Naughty boy. C+ grade for this video only, huh?
Oh, come on!